Hi, welcome back. Today we're going to be making chicken Caesar salad with sourdough croutons. The Caesar salad recipe is from Vegan for Everybody. And then my croutons, I just kind of like make them with my own sourdough bread. And my sourdough bread recipe is already on one of the YouTube videos, so it's already cooked. It was actually in the freezer. I just took them out and I'm going to slice them and I'm going to show you how to make the sourdough croutons. And we'll go through the Caesar salad dressing as well. The Caesar salad is a kale Caesar salad in the book. A lot of people don't love kale. It gets a bad rap. I find for this recipe, for the salad dressing, it actually makes the kale taste really good. But there are some like tips with kale. If you choose to use kale, kale's nice because it does last a couple days in the fridge, whereas lettuce, it doesn't. So you kind of have to eat it right away and then toss her out. With the kale though, if you were to use kale, if you wash it and you put it in a bowl and you're gonna put just olive oil on the kale and massage it, like literally massage it for a couple minutes and get it like right all up in that kale leaves and then let it sit. And that's what you would do before you put the dressing on. Makes a huge difference. And even when you put the dressing on, I don't know if it's necessary, but I do massage the dressing on the kale too. Makes a huge difference. Not even kidding. Okay, I'm gonna point you down and we're gonna get started on the croutons. Hello. Hello. Good day, Catherine Senior. It's hot out, bro. I have 2 slices of bread, and if there's leftover croutons, I'll just use them again tomorrow. It is slightly, not frozen, real cold. So I'm just gonna cut this up. I don't have my handy dandy knife right now from the Home Depot tool section. The insulation knife from Miss Shauna, that she came up with the best idea for a bread knife, because it is the best. I'm gonna have to remember to get that. So we're just cutting them into little squares or rectangles, however they turn out. I have my toaster oven going and it's preheating at, what's the normal temperature? Wow, right on time there. It's done preheating, 350 degrees. And I'm gonna put them in the toaster oven for, I don't know, 15 to 20 minutes. So this is why I'm doing this first before I do the dressing. So now we're just gonna throw it on our handy dandy pan, man. Get up on there. Get out of here, garlic. You're not wanted. Not yet. Mind ya. They became quick friends. They don't want to separate. Okay, it's a big old pan for not that many croutons. Now we're gonna take extra virgin olive oil. This is, I can't say that, Bertolli. I feel like it's gotta have a little Italian accent, which I don't have going on, so whatever, Trevor. So I'm just gonna pour that on there and be pretty generous with my olive oil. And then I'm just gonna use one hand, so I have one hand that's not oily. Make sure all your croutons are covered. And then we're gonna sprinkle on some sel de mer, just some sea salt, make sure they're all covered. And then we're gonna do some black pepper. So this is just a President's Choice black pepper. Remember how I said I was gonna keep one hand cleaning? Yeah, I just got oil all over this. I'll clean it. And I'm gonna throw that in the toaster oven for 10 minutes and then I'll flip them and then check them again in 10 minutes. Now we're gonna get started on the salad dressing. I'm gonna start with the dry ingredients first, just because then the measuring spoons won't be all sticky and wet. So I'm doing 1.5 tablespoons of nutritional yeast, which I just get from my local bulk barn. So do 1 tablespoon of nutritional yeast and 1/2. Is that my only dry ingredient? Because that was a bit ridiculous. Oh no, salt and pepper. So it calls for 1/2 teaspoon of salt and pepper. Not gonna measure that. Pretend I did. So it's just the same pepper I used before. And I really like pepper, so sometimes I think I might just do a little bit too much. We'll measure the salt, just because we have the stuff over here. 1/2 teaspoon of salt and pepper, plus a little bit that I'm sprinkling in there everywhere. And we're gonna throw in the garlic. So you want 1 garlic clove, but I did 2 because I really like garlic. I just chopped it up. I guess you could plane it. What, not hydroplane, Katie, that's for cars. You know what I mean, like a little cheese grater thing. But for this recipe, you're actually supposed to do it in a blender. So instead of doing it in a container, you could be putting all this in a blender. I just don't, because I don't want to wash a blender. And I don't mind the way it tastes without being blended. You are gonna add capers, so I think that's part of it too. And then it would also, I guess, obviously blend the garlic. Okay, so next up, okay, we're gonna do 1.5 tablespoons of lemon juice. This is real lemon juice, which is probably a lie. What does it say? Made from concentrate. Okay, so here's our tablespoon and 1/2 I just saved the mayo for later because it's just a little bit messy. Although I think we're done with the tablespoons after this. Yeah. Nope. Sight. We want 3 tablespoons of olive oil. I'm using the same extra virgin olive oil. 1, get them healthy fats. 2, 3. Got our 3 tablespoons. And now we're gonna do 6 tablespoons of mayo. Come back to us, Hellmans. Come back. Made in Canada. Why I never. This is cool. I've never seen this before. A little squirt bottle. Love that. Ooh. Putting the oil in there first was a good idea. It just slips out. Usually I have to like dig it out with my finger. Ha! Good thing I YouTubed it. I just learned something after making this recipe for years. 3. And this is a vegan recipe. So it calls for Worcestershire, whatever, which I think is like fish something. So if you're not about that fish life, what I used to always do was soy sauce. But I eat all kinds of stuff now. So now you would be adding 1.5 tablespoons of capers, which I don't currently have. So we pretended I just added them. And then if you put them in the blender, they get blended. I honestly just leave the capers full because it doesn't bother me. I like it. So now we need 2 teaspoons of white wine vinegar. And I just have a no-name pure white vinegar. Just having this conversation last night, somebody was not impressed by the fact that they didn't come up with a name. They didn't like that. They just went with no name. But I like the name no name because that's totally a name. So we got that. Then we need our vegan, which it's not. It's just normal. It's Lee and Perrins. I don't know. Worcestershire, whatever. Brings food alive. Are you supposed to shake it first? Like I feel like a lot of sediment built up at the bottom. Shake it off. Shake it off. Oh, Tay. So I'm gonna do 2 teaspoons, which is interesting because I haven't done whatever, this in a long time. I always do soy sauce. So it'll be interesting to try the dressing tonight. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. Now we need 3/4 teaspoon of Dijon. I'm just gonna do a full teaspoon because, oopsie daisies, I like it. And you could get whatever Dijon. This is stone ground Dijon, French's prepared mustard. I usually do the grainy Dijon, like the balls. I don't know, is that what it's called, grainy Dijon? I love mustard. Sometimes I throw a little extra in there. And that's it. And then you're gonna put your blender on. Blend. I'm not, obviously. Just gonna put the lid on and we're gonna shake it up. Or stir it. Do whatever you like. I just don't know if that's not the right lid. Okay, we're gonna shake it gently. Making a mess. Okay, so I'm gonna go check on the croutons and probably toss them, and then I'll be back when they're done and we'll assemble the salad. See you soon. So the croutons still have quite a ways to go. I just mix them, toss them. I'd say they probably have like another 10 minutes. So what you could do in the meantime, if you want, is hard boil some eggs, which I did, or soft boil, whatever you like. And I barbecued some chicken. So I just got 2 chicken breasts and I put olive oil and salt and pepper, pretty plain Jane, because the barbecue adds the flavor. And you don't have to add any of this stuff. You could just have it lettuce if you want. But this is kind of like a whole meal, so get that protein in there. I was trying to figure out what else to make for like sourdough. I'm running out of ideas. And a 3rd grader, she said to me, it's called cooking with Perry. It's not called sourdough with Perry. You can do whatever you want. It doesn't have to be sourdough. Touche, young lady. Touche. She's so smart. Anyway, I'll be back when the croutons are done. And another little side note, I'll say this, like, Caesar salad dressing is probably the best one I've ever had. It's my favorite. It's a we can talk today. It's a crowd pleaser, as long as you don't use kale, because as soon as you say kale, people just don't want to try it. So I actually use red leaf lettuce because it's my favorite lettuce, but you can use whatever lettuce you want. It's just a great dressing. My friend, there's a local restaurant here and she claims he has the best Caesar salad. So I got a little competitive there and I stepped up my Caesar salad game by adding like the extra stuff, like the chicken and egg and parm and stuff like that. I really do think it is better than his restaurants. Okay, it's not a big claim because I didn't come up with the Caesar salad dressing, but I'm just saying all the little extras add a lot. If you could think of anything else to add on there, I need it. I need to know everything. It's got to be the best salad. Croutons are done. They took less than 20 minutes. If you like, it depends how crunchy you like them. So they're just toasty. I don't like them too crunchy where they feel like they're gonna break your teeth. Like this guy right here got too crunchy because I think I didn't really toss that one. Anyway, tilt you down, we'll show you how to dress it. Although I'm sure everybody knows how to dress their salad. Okay, it's not falling. Can I clarify? Because this falls all the time. Like, I know how to like tilt down a phone. It's just because if I put, it's just not centered, my phone. So if I put it down too much, then it'll play with my, like, it's falling. It'll push my volume button. So that's why this is a game all the time. Because if I slide it over where it won't want to tip, it's gonna be playing with my volume. You know what I'm saying? Okay, moving forward. Okay, so we're gonna pour some dressing on first. And I always tend to rub it in with my hands. Maybe that's weird. But then you just know it covers, it's just better in my opinion. So this is red leaf lettuce, which is my total favorite. And I always rip the middles out because I cannot stand the middle part. I think it's just such a distinct flavor. It's so gross. Which makes, what is that salad called? Iceberg lettuce. It's not salad, it's lettuce. Iceberg lettuce is like, oh, it's my nightmare because it's just like all middles. It's not. That's the flavor it gives me. And then you have to go to someone's house and eat the salad, and everybody leaves the middles in because that's normal. And then you're like, oh, the middle just ruined the whole salad. Anybody else with me on that, or is that just a me problem? I think it's just a me problem. I guess too, I like using my hands because if you use, if I use, I should say, forks, I'm gonna have this lettuce going everywhere and make a huge mess. Okay, I'm gonna go wash my hands. So next up, we're gonna throw on the croutons. Beautiful. Put the croutons. And then the barbecue chicken. Working on the night shift, baby. Get that chicken, honey. My egg. I cooked it for, how long did I do it for? 8 minutes. Sometimes I like it soft boiled, sometimes I like it medium boiled, sometimes I like it hard boiled, but didn't really care today. And then for my eggs, I specifically like to add my salt and pepper because I actually don't really like eggs. Never really have, but it can be okay sometimes. Cracked pepper. Make it rain. And then we're gonna add our little lemon wedges without the seeds. We don't want seeds. Here we go. And last but not least, we're gonna top it off with some freshly grated parm. Take it over the top. And that's it. Dinner is served. I know it was a bit different than a baking video. We went with it. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. And I hope you had a great weekend.